Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Partner Picks, where perfection is a work in progress. I'm your host, Sam. Alongside me is the dynamic duo, Tarek and football jester. Jessica's out tonight. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing right. We're starting off with a bang. Can you feel the energy in the music? Let's go!
Yeah.
God, I am so excited. Like, we're getting back on this content grind. We're back. It's just the boys tonight. Jess isn't here to slow us down. We can just go on and on tonight. It's going to be so good.
We're doing hot takes. We're causing mischief. Let's do this thing.
Oh, I'm looking forward to hotcakes and mischief. But anyway.
Did I say hot cakes?
No, you said hot takes, but I was thinking hot cakes. I mean, look at the two of you. You guys are a couple of flapjacks.
All right.
Just imagine right next to each other at work.
I know. Let me lean against the wall here.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
we are called worse than a hot cake. So yeah, flapjack. So yeah.
We are brought to you by Aardvark Concepts Incorporated, more than just a sign shop. Join them up. Check them out up in Westminster for all your sign and decal needs. And, of course, in Too Deep of Maryland, check them out on Facebook to catch their next show in Fagers Island this Saturday. I did the thing.
Yay. Did a thing.
And I'm going to surprise you guys real quick. We have one additional sponsor for this evening. Go to Amazon.com right now. Type in One Man's Demon in the search bar and order a digital or physical copy of my father's first novel that he has written on his own, and he has sponsored us for this evening. So thank you, Dad. And guys, go check it out.
Second applause! Second applause!
One Man's Demon. I see it. Beautiful. 2-day shipping, too. That's awesome.
Send me a link, and I'll put it in the description after the end of this video.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Well, let's get into it. Let's move on. Very exciting week. Very exciting week. But, of course, we have to start with breaking news.
Oh, what was it? What was it?
Feeding Ducks. Got some breaking news, guys. Looking at the schedule, looking at the way that this has been playing out so far.
Oh, no. I'm completely professional, and Brady's texting me with noises.
So, the way that things have gone so far, the Chiefs are usually off to a pretty fast start, but 1-2 so far this season, with a very tough Week 4 schedule coming up against the Ravens. What the heck is going on in Kansas City, guys?
I'll start us off tonight. I really think this is Kansas City suffering from their own success. I mean, when you are so good for so long, you wind up not getting those good draft picks, and we're kind of seeing that, early on. I mean, what was their first drive of the season is when their top pick from last year got injured and he's been out. And also their other top pick is in trouble with the law, so he's going to be out for another few games. So when you start removing pieces, they don't really have the depth that a team needs to succeed. So I feel like this might be the year that Kansas City kind of dies young. And I'm not saying they're not going to not make the playoffs, but if their offense keeps struggling to put points up like they have in the first 3 weeks, I hate to say it, but they're going to be praying for a miracle.
Yeah, I'm with you. I watched some of the game on Sunday against the Giants, and I'm watching as he does a quick shuttle pass to Travis Kelce, who is on my fantasy team, and he threw 3 feet behind him. And I'm like, okay. So while I agree, part of it is like pieces and salary cap and all this other stuff. It's also just like everyone's that we're expecting to do well is going off on the other foot. I don't know if it's because Patrick Mahomes cut his hair. Like maybe. Normally that's something you worry about at the end of the season, not the beginning. I don't know. So biblical cutting the hair. Is this what's going on? That's when Brady lost his power, is because he cut his hair over the summer. We'll see what happens. But something's just not clicking. I don't know if this is hubris. I don't know if this is just karma. I'm not sure what it is, but it's just nothing looks like it's clicking the way it should be.
I got to agree, and it's a little bit of both of your takes right there. I mean, they're just struggling with the way they're game planning and the way they're executing things on offense. Quite frankly, their draft position has not allowed them to draft the best of the best in the positions that they need. And quite frankly, with the draft, they have been focusing more on certain positions, constantly getting better in those positions, defense, somewhat on the offensive line, but never have they picked a top tier receiver. Quite frankly, the receivers they've been picking up in the draft haven't been working out. They can't hit on those. It's kind of like the Ravens. The Ravens back in the day couldn't pick a receiver to save their life. Poor Ozzie Newsome. But quite frankly, they found ways around it. The Chiefs are struggling to do that right now. Constantly drafting 29, 31, 32. You're going to get the guys that are pretty good, but not necessarily the best of their kind. And you got to do a little more homework on them, and they're just not doing it. It's been a struggle, and quite frankly, it's biting them in the butt right now. They could be 1-3 after the end of this week and dangerously close to the bottom of their own division.
Did you say biting in the bud?
I said biting in the butt.
I heard butt. It's nip in the bud, bite in the butt. I thought you were conflating euphemisms there.
I only conflate myself, and that's at home. I don't allow others to do it for me.
Moving on.
Moving on, let's get into our game of the week. And this one's going to be a bit of a surprise for people. I didn't go with the Ravens Chiefs as people would normally think we'd go with. I went with the Colts and the Rams. I think this is the game of the week. The Colts, 3-0. Quite frankly, very surprising. And the Rams, this close to 3-0 themselves. A couple of blocked kicks, and obviously the Philadelphia Eagles are the ones that are 3-0. But I look at this game and I'm like, okay, is this where the Colts' wheels fall off? Is this where the Rams finally show their true colors? Which one of these is the better blue team?
Blue and white team.
You know, that's just a weird thing that I always think about, like when watching like the Chiefs. I'm like, oh yeah, if they're playing the Cardinals, it's all red and white. And who are we rooting for? The red and white team. But this is an interesting one because we haven't seen the Colts like this since Andrew Luck. It's been a few years. They've been doing what the Broncos were doing and just trying to go through quarterbacks and go through staff and go change head coaches and everything else. So this is the best they've looked in a really long time. The Rams not far behind them at 2-1. They got a couple of change-ups there. So this is definitely an interesting matchup, and I'm pretty sure I have the Colts picked. If not, someone will correct me. I think they're going to keep on going. I think they're hitting the stride. They're doing what other teams, Broncos, Ravens, aren't doing. What we expect them. I mean, that's kind of what I have as the title of this episode. Like, teams aren't doing, a lot of teams that we expect to do a lot better aren't doing what we expect them to do. So we got, so I'm going with the Colts. We'll see how it goes, and going into detail will be my colleague here, knowing all the stuff that I forgot to mention.
So, yeah, I do agree. We started this recording. I didn't even know what the game of the week was, but I'm so glad that Sam picked this one because this is the most exciting one to me because, as we've alluded to, the Colts are kind of the Cinderella story of this year. I mean, they get a offshoot quarterback from New York who everybody thought, oh, this is just going to be another punt year for Indy. And their offense has punted a total of one time in 3 games.
Wow.
One time. That's it. They are playing complementary football on all three phases of it, and they're doing it not with like explosive plays, but they're just gaining yards and then coming away on those drives with points. It's impressive. It's a well-oiled machine. However, I am picking the Rams in this game because every Cinderella story has its ending, unfortunately. And I think the clock is tick-tocking for Daniel Jones to finally make that one big mistake that kind of cost them the game. I don't think this is really going to be indicative of the Colts season. I do see them being a playoff contender, especially in their extremely weak division. But I think this is just going to be more of Matt Stafford doing what he does, going back to the good old days, and really just showing like, hey, like I may be up there in age, but I've still got some tricks in the book. So I'm going with LA on this one, but I do think this is going to be a very close game.
I look at this game and I feel like this is a wheels coming off the Colts bandwagon. They have played really good against teams that haven't been very good this year. The only team of note that they have actually beaten is the Broncos. And quite frankly, the Broncos have not been playing their best defense. They really haven't impressed at all. But they're finding ways to win. Now, last week they won 41-20. Good for them. The Rams went up against a previous Super Bowl winner, a top tier contender, and went toe to toe. And the only reason why they couldn't win is because they just couldn't get enough toe. Needed to get a little more air on those balls, and guess what? They'd have been 3-0. I look at this game, and I think the running game is where this pops off. I think Kyren Williams is the factor here for the Rams. They will get him the ball. They will get the ball in his hands. He is going to get a couple of touchdowns. Quite frankly, I think that the Colts are behind early and have to throw the ball more. And Danny Dimes will struggle just because of that. And I got the Rams in this one. And it's going to be a blowout.
A blowout, you say?
Oh.
Yes.
You just had to hit that little zinger at the end there, didn't you?
A quick blowout. Anyway.
Hold on. And we go with...
Anyway. let me give you guys something to actually boo. We skipped over this, and I am going to show you guys what our actual standings are. Quite frankly, I'm sure you're all curious how far back we are falling. Jessica still pulling into the lead, still 2 up on Brady. Me and Tarek just tooting along.
I can feel the people, excuse me, getting behind me again. And your love is my drug, and it's fueling me. I need more. Give me more. And I want, just give me more. I'm going to climb. Just praise me and I'll climb.
All right, we got to put you in Football Anonymous here, Brady.
But frankly, he's going to burn himself out. I think he's going to go.
Nah.
So he's going to be picking the Jaguars to beat the Colts or something like that.
Hey, who picked the Jaguars to win last week and they won?
That's the one they won?
Oh, the 2 people that are on the top. That's right.
Oh, that's okay. I'm the one that picked the Lions.
Man, that's fine. You
That's the principle of the thing, Sam. You only pick the Ravens. You pick the Ravens.
Anyway, let's get into our pop panel pick'ems, quick pick'ems. Let's take a look. And one dissenting opinion this week is the Steelers. This is probably a hard one.
I flip-flopped on that one, but honestly, Minnesota looked so dominant last week because of their defense going against a backup quarterback. I don't think that defense is going to play as good going against a starting quarterback. Now, Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers, but he's still Aaron Rodgers. He's still got a little bit of gas left in the tank. They're still playing in Heinz Field. And I don't think Carson Wentz is going to be the guy. So, I know it sounds like a whole bunch of blah, 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 but what Carson Wentz did last week, he played like a guy who hasn't played football in a very long time. And he's played football, like as they kept saying every 10 minutes on the broadcast. 6 teams in 6 years. Well, if he keeps playing like this, it's going to be 7 teams in 7 years. So that's all I'm going to say.
See, I had the same exact thought process, but I went the other way and went Carson Wentz. I'm going to Aaron Rodgers. And I went with Carson Wentz. I think he can do it. We'll see.
Now, Tarek, I gotta ask: have you noticed that as his ego inflates, the light on his face gets brighter and brighter?
I noticed that.
If I only hands-free, no BS, I'm not controlling that. It's just this ceiling light that has a mind of its own. But
I thought you had Claire. I thought you had Claire coming in and pushing the light closer to you.
No, hey, it does what it wants.
He's actually becoming football Jesus. The light, the halo is just emanating off of him. It's not the light; it's his face pushing the light out.
Mm-hmm.
I went with the Steelers. I went with the Vikings simply because I think Carson Wentz is going to knock off a lot of the rust, and I still think that Aaron Rodgers is old and he's done. His time is done. He got his revenge against the Jets in Week 1, and that's it.
What is with former Packers and needing to do something against the Jets?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is just one stop in Minnesota away from completing the Brett Favre circuit. So.
Right, exactly. Is he just trying to be Brett Favre at this point?
Yes.
Just needs to send some lewd photos to a massage therapist
and steal from charities and stuff like that. But
exactly,
that's after he retires.
That is after he retires. All right, let's get into the next one. And I actually believe the Carolina Panthers win this one. I think that the Patriots they're not impressive. They're really not. And I think this is low scoring, and the Panthers just pull it out.
You think the Panthers are more impressive than the Patriots?
I think they both suck, and I think that the Panthers still get the win.
Yeah, I mean, they looked impressive last week, but again, as if you've watched our videos, you know my unnatural disdain for the Atlanta Falcons, and they looked garbage last week. I think that it showed more about Atlanta than it did about Carolina. So, and I think the Patriots are due to get some of their secondary back. So I think Brett Favre, we were just talking about him, Bryce Young is going to have a what? Where are you, Mike? I think Bryce Young's going to have a tough game.
I don't know. I got faith in that cat team down in North Carolina.
Look, Mike, wherever you are, I'm just saying, if I have a chair that's right here, if you want to pop out and sit next to me, I can slide you in.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't bring myself to pick the Panthers. I just can't do it. Even with my brother now living down in Carolina, I can't do it. It's too much.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. Do it, Tarek.
Girl, now, do it. In the battle of winless teams, Houston against the Tennessee Titans, it's kind of a toss-up. I got Houston bouncing back.
I'm sure some people out there will understand this, but I'm sure you've seen that infomercial of the guy that's carrying a hose and 4 buckets and sponges, and he's dropping them all over the place. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I look at when I think about that game, because it's Tennessee is a bad team. Houston is a bad team. Square peg does not go in round hole. So if they tied, I would not be surprised. But again, I said last week, I don't think C.J. Stroud's cut out to be an NFL quarterback. Last week, he kind of proved me right.
But this piece goes in the square hole.
No.
All I can think of is the video of the girl just losing her mind, and it's a square, it's a square. We're gonna put it in the triangle, and everything just fits in the triangle.
Oh yeah. All right. On to the last one. The only person to pick the Bears, and I'm a little shocked by this, is Jessica. I thought more people would have picked the Bears to beat the Raiders.
I thought about it, but again, it was the same thing of did Chicago look good last week, or was it just Dallas looking bad? So,
well, that's good. The Cowboy guy.
Dallas's defense has been absolute trash all year. They've been trash since Dan Quinn left, and that's just the truth of it. They've had one good rusher and a okay cornerback, and it just has not worked out. They've put too much on the offensive side. They really need to work on that defense.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, if they're going to work on that defense, they need to also work on the offense because without CeeDee Lamb, they're going to struggle down the stretch.
Missing CD Lamb now, and they're starting right guard. Gone
Mm-hmm.
for weeks. None of them mattered. I mean, they were having to, score 40 points a game just to possibly win anyway. But I got the Raiders winning this one simply because I think the Bears they come in there on a letdown game.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, Geno Smith has been putting up good numbers. He's just turning the ball over a lot, and with as depleted as the Bears secondary is right now, I can't see Geno making too many mistakes. That's going to cost them the game. So,
What is with defenses this year? 'Cause, like I've been talking to Brady, I've been talking about Tom, I've been talking to people like the Ravens' number one problem has been, in my opinion, it's been the defense. They can't stop the run if like someone had a gun to their head. Like they just can't do it.
I don't know, man. They just people are so focused on the offense that most of the playmakers you find in college right now are the offensive side because they all want to be the guy. They want to be the man. So there's just not as much talent left on the defensive side, and I think that's showing incredibly.
I'm more of an offensive guy. No one takes shots at that one. Just like I typically play like wide receiver when we play or whatever. It's my better position. And so that's what I go for. But I understand that the defense has to stop so that like the offense can have a breath. Because if you're just having the same guy like Henry running 30 plays in a game, it's not going to work. That's why you have third down backs. That's why you have like third string wide receivers. You have to spread it out. So even if you have the playmakers, you have to have somebody there to actually do something.
yeah, and it brings up a good point. Like defenses are not playing well, but offenses, like the numbers are like kind of middle of the road. Like no one's putting up 500 yards a game anymore. It's just teams are like doing what needs to be done, and it's not getting done like in large chunks, which I feel like is abnormal.
But you're still getting 40-point games, which is weird.
Yeah, you're still getting 40-point games, but like in the games that the Ravens scored 40 points, Lamar was putting up, like 220 yards passing and like 60 yards rushing. It's not like he's out there, throwing 400 yards or anything like that. So I'm interested to see where the season goes, but there are a lot of really good defenses out there. I think on paper the Ravens have a really good defense. Same with the Broncos, but they just aren't playing like it.
Yeah. There's something to miss.
All
right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you liked enjoyed. Listen to us three goofballs go back and forth.
I liked enjoying.
Huh?
I liked enjoying.
I liked enjoying too. I just mouth no words good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please click like. Please click subscribe. Links will be in the description for our Facebook group. Join the chat. Put some posts up. We are doing shorts. Me and Brady each did a short the last 2 days. They're doing well. Watch them. See us try to do something off the cuff and record and put it up. Hopefully we'll get better as time goes on. There'll also be a link in the description for Brady's dad's book. Anything you guys want to add? Anything we're shilling?
1 + 1 is 2.
And it's always been a joyride, so.
All right, and we will see you guys next week. As always, I'm Tarek.
I'm Football Jester.
And I am Sam, and you have a great football week.